In these past 2 weeks, at the very end of February 2024, Cedar Fair has been on a roll with tons of information. Track work has been completed on a major coaster, 2 rides are being rethemed, and Cedar Point had their annual Winter Chill Out event. Let's recap all of this information, including a surprise Cedar Point ride removal. Starting off with the more minor information, the licensing for the 2 Intimidator-themed rides at Carowinds and Kings Dominion has worn off. Carowinds is taking the cheaper route and is just renaming Intimidator to a classic roller coaster style name, taking the name Thunder Striker. This is clearly a reference to Thunder Road, and the old wooden coaster is even mentioned in the bio of the ride, having the cars constructed in a garage on Thunder Road. The ride will not be receiving any changes besides this, except for maybe an unannounced change to the entrance of the ride. Also, in my opinion, Thunder Striker is a pretty mediocre name, but make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below. The other Intimidator, Intimidator 305 at Kings Dominion, is a bit more interesting. In what seems like a last-minute effort, Kings Dominion announced that Intimidator 305 will be going under a renovation and experience change, currently under the name Project 305. I think the most obvious change will be an updated theme to fit the nearby Jungle Expedition area. There's obvious construction on Volcano's plot of land for that rumored wing coaster for 2025, so Project 305 might be a way to draw attention away from Volcano's plot. What the ride could be themed to, I have no clue. Most likely something themed to the jungle. There's quite a bit they can do. Maybe in addition to a theme change, a repaint could be in store to differentiate the ride more from Anaconda, which shares the same colors. My main concern, however, is that they alter the layout like they did in 2010 to the first turn to lessen the intensity. I don't think they would do this because of how expensive it would be, especially if they're building a wing coaster in 2025. Maybe they add trim somewhere before the rapid fire transitions, or they add one back on the drop. Of course, I hope this doesn't happen, but Intimidator was a flop with the general public, and they probably don't want millions of dollars to go to waste. The retheme and experience change should hopefully get more guests lining up for the coaster. Moving on, 2 coasters completed track work. The more minor ride was Kings Island's Snoopy Soapbox Racers. Thanks to Chad from Kings Island for emailing me the B-roll of the coaster's final track piece being installed. The park is set to open on April 20th, with Camp Snoopy and the coaster set to open in late spring, probably mid to late May by Memorial Day. The ride completed construction very quick, and it looks like a fun family coaster that Kings Island definitely needed. Over in Pennsylvania, Iron Menace completed track work at Dorney Park. This ride, seeing all of the elements actually constructed, is visually very cool and looks like an awesome coaster, maybe beating Talon for the best ride in the park. In addition, Dorney Park announced that Iron Menace would be opening May 10th, with a couple of other updates around the area. A Winter Chill Out event will also be held in Dorney Park in March, making it the only other Cedar Fair park, besides Cedar Point, to host the event. In addition, the Cedar Creek Flyers near Iron Menace is being rethemed to MT steel buckets, and there are 2 new shops. The Dorney Grill is being majorly upgraded to Iron Mill Grill and Bar, and the nearby shop is being rethemed to Steel Yard Gifts. In addition, the whole area around Possessed in Iron Menace is being rethemed to the Steel Yard. Construction went smoothly and the ride looks fantastic. I really hope to ride it this summer. Moving on to Cedar Point, they hosted their annual Winter Chill Out event, surprisingly to pretty negative reviews. We went last year and there were some issues with the bathrooms taking around an hour. However, according to attendees, the bathroom situation only got worse. Groups skipped over certain stations, and the highly anticipated Q&A and presentation from Tony Clark was removed from the schedule. This was said because they currently aren't ready to share information about the upcoming food and gifts, but there were confirmed Top Thrill 2 related food items. However, the trains for Top Thrill 2 were out, and we got some absolutely incredible pictures from the park itself. The ride is massive when up close to the spike, and you can see it virtually from anywhere in the park. Some additional Top Thrill 2 information: the ride will have a separate load and unload station all underneath the canopy, and the trains actually have a higher heart line than the original, meaning that massive drop off the top hat will feel very different. Finally, Cedar Point expects to have a much larger capacity for the ride, with more uptime and more consistent dispatches, as that 60-second launch reset is completely gone. Still, no information on the Coaster Mania keychains, but make sure to stay tuned when that information comes out. On more interesting news, Cedar Point has removed an attraction from their website and map. Snake River Expedition, which opened just 3 years ago in 2021, is already removed from the site. After Forbidden Frontier closed last year, Snake River Expedition was heavily downgraded to a continuously moving boat ride with a lot less acting. Now, all of the attractions on Adventure Island have been completely removed, with the exception of Millennium Force, of course. This leaves a lot of room, and the opportunity for a bridge across the island. Some people were thinking that Top Thrill 2 is just a distraction from their true plans coming in 2025 or 2026, which would be a complete retheme of the island into something insane, with a huge new coaster. While I think this is very unlikely, as Top Thrill 2 is a massive addition in itself, it wouldn't surprise me if Cedar Point did something with the island for 2025. Maybe a flat ride or two and a connector path between Camp Snoopy and Frontier Trail. Anyways, that's all I have for news and my thoughts on Snake River Expedition. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of this news, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Have a great rest of your day.